All right, welcome back as we continue to update you here at HTV, and joining us, someone who's been very available, the parish president of Lafourche Parish, Archie Chaisson. Archie, good to see you again.
Hey, Martin, thanks for having us again.
Yeah, I know a lot to talk about. Maybe we'll dive into FEMA a little bit because, I'm sensing that FEMA has done a lot better than they've done in previous storms. Now, that doesn't mean they're moving at a fast pace. So I figured, let me ask the parish presidents how FEMA's really doing, because they know y'all on the ground, y'all talking with them. Are we getting anywhere with FEMA, or where could they improve, or where are they doing good?
Yeah, so I think in the short game, FEMA has done really well. We've had these DSA agents on the ground. We've been very good at, instead of staging them in a location and making people come to them, they've been very good about canvassing neighborhoods. So we've hit the central part of the parish. We've hit deep Golden Meadow, down in the hardest hit areas. They did a pocket of La Rose yesterday. They've been in the Grosbois community, and then now we're going to shift them over to Pointe-aux-Chenes, lower Upper Bayou Blue, and then send them back into South Lafourche. They've opened up the DRC center. So once you get through the DSA process, which is the initial registrations and things like that, once you get those denial letters, or if you have to appeal anything or have any questions, you come to what they call a DRC. So we have one here at the Matthews Complex. There's one there's a mobile one that was opened up at the Go Pass location in Golden Meadow today. So people who are affected by that can do that. Now, we are working with them to bring in about 200 more FEMA employees. That's going to be split up probably between Lafourche, Terrebonne, and St. Charles. They're, as we speak, setting up a base camp for them at the Race and Recreation Center soccer fields, where these people are going to house every day. So those people start, again, we're going to use our group to canvass more neighborhoods so we can touch them door to door instead of having them come to us in the initial stages. So overall, I think they've done really good at that particular angle. What we've still struggled with and continue to struggle with is the sheltering component, is what do we do with these people long term with some sort of direct housing. Now, I will say, after the tirade that I went on with them last week, when I was yelling at them through a conference call, they did kind of move off of square one. They started the assessment process with the Corps of Engineers to look at some of the big sites we sent them as far as RV spots. They've done some initial assessments on larger pockets of property that we could set up base camps in for, families, little cubby holes and tents, if we really want that to be an option. But still, the bigger push is those independent mobile units or independent RVs that we can drop in people's driveways to have them next to their home while they're rebuilding. Hopefully, we start to see some of that through a program the state's working on in the next couple of weeks. But I think the bulk of them are still, several weeks away.
Archie, I went to La Rose yesterday, and what I saw, I hadn't really seen since Hurricane Andrew, when in Dulac we had a mud wave that went through Dulac. But when I was talking to Jade Barrios, I was talking to Lane Lombard with his wife Gina, and when I saw the mud, I was like, I've really never seen this. And the mud was just, I couldn't get to the back part. I did see that y'all had some pump trucks back there pumping mud. And I shook my head. I'm going, on the western part of the storm in Terrebonne Parish, you see one set of damages. On that eastern eye wall, though, it's craziness. I mean, when they say 180, 200 miles per hour, I don't think they're exaggerating.
No, they're not, Martin. I mean, that one little pocket of community there in the Zalmans and Kramer Bayou Buff took about a 10-foot storm surge. So all of the marsh and the muck that was churning, that is supposed to be on the ground in Cloverly and Delta Farms, and what was at the very bottom of the intercoastal, came over that flood wall and over the backside of the levee and flushed into that community. And they have, on average, 8 inches to a foot of mud, depending on what part of the subdivision you're in. The back third of it, I think, is the worst part of it. So we started out, it took us about a week to dewater that subdivision. We had pumps brought in by CPRA through North Lafourche Levee District, and some of the hard pump station that we have there that's always there, pumping water for about a week to dewater it. And then it moved into, okay, now we got to get this muck out. We tried in the very beginning scooping it, regular, typical excavation work, and it just didn't work because it's so soupy. It's a coffee grind kind of muck. So then we switched to, we brought in some big vac trucks that would literally just suck this soupy material out of the ditches, and then it's been dry. We got past all that rain. and it started to harden. So now we're in there with some hydro excavation trucks, the big jet trucks with the water nozzles on the front. But we made some extreme progress today because it's so dry, being able to excavate that material out through regular bobcats and throwing it in a dump truck and hauling it off. So they're going to work. They're going to continue to work today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And then into next week. So I'm hopeful with this dry span of cool weather we have, we're going to be able to make some significant progress over the next couple of days, and then be able to come back in and hit the isolated spots where the mucky stuff is still there. We were able to get a district attorney's opinion that says we're, through a release by the homeowner, we're able to go onto their property and kind of help them clean out what's in their yard as well. So you're going to see some bigger machines brought in that we can kind of scrape out their yards from the roadside, hopefully not to disturb their property too much if they want us to take it out for them. So we're going to continue to work.
That's a great idea, yeah.
It's still going to take us a couple of weeks. We're going to be back there for a couple of 3 more weeks just to make sure we can clean it all. But I made that commitment to that neighborhood that we were going to stay until it was clean.
That's fantastic, because boy, they sure need it, and I know they were asking for it, and we asked for anybody who had a bobcat to go help. But that was a good point you made about the parish property and the personal property. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk about that a little more, because that's a great point. We'll be right back.